So, the other day, a young man by the name of Logan Paul uploaded a video where he recorded the dead body of a man who committed suicide in the suicide forest over in Japan. And the internet was upset with him. He ended up immediately pulling the video down a couple of hours later, but the damage had been done. Enough of that accent. So, obviously, if you're watching this video, you know what the subject matter is on, okay? It might have something to do with the fact that I just explained what the subject matter is on, but I digress. So, I have a couple of thoughts that I find to be particularly interesting, right? Because I've noticed a lot of people are really upset at the fact that Logan's reaction to what he'd seen, rather than the nature of what he uploaded. I'm going to explain it in a second. Because honestly, I think a lot of people are a little mistaken in their anger, which isn't anything new on my channel, but I'm just going to, do what I normally do. I've noticed a lot of people were really upset with how Logan dealt with the dead body that he saw. And I don't really think it's fair to criticize Logan for how he reacted to what he's seen. So full disclosure, by the way, this is going to make you, jump off the video. See you later. Like and subscribe. But his reaction, honestly, is not something that bothers me at all. I am not bothered by the fact that Logan saw what he saw and he started laughing and joking with his friends. And the reason why is because I understand human psychology fairly well. There's some things I don't know, but fairly well. And one thing I know about a lot of humans in general, just people in general, is when they're not placed in high-stress situations, they don't build up the nervous system. I mean, literally, they don't build up the nervous system or the ability to deal with said trauma in, I guess, a correct fashion or in a productive fashion. Logan Paul strikes me as a person who isn't normal. And what I mean by, I don't mean normal as in psychologically damaged, but I mean normal as in a little disconnected from just kind of how regular people operate. How regular people, they go to work, they have kids, they talk to them, they hang out with their friends on Sundays, they read books, they read newspaper, they watch TV shows, just normal people. Logan Paul is in an environment that he created for himself, where not only is he disconnected from normal reality so far as he has a lot of privilege in his money, not because he's white, I'm not on that, but in his money and in his supply and the people he keeps around him, but also in the stress of having to constantly pump out interesting content in order to keep his viewership. So he's not a normal person, so he doesn't analyze things normally. And I'm going to get to that in a second. So, because we're dealing with someone who's really privileged and kind of in this bubble of making everything a joke, when he's placed in a high-stress situation, a lot of people are like this, by the way, but a lot of people, when they get into high-stress situations, they don't really know how to react, they don't know how to deal with it, because they've never been in that high-stress situation before. So Logan's reaction to what happened, where he's laughing and joking about it and not taking it seriously, is perfectly understandable. Reasonable? Well, emotions are hardly ever reasonable, but understandable, because, I'm like that as well, actually. I'm a good example. Not the best example, but a good example. Because even when I'm placed with a lot of high-stress situations, or just like information that is really stressful to me, I will start laughing. There have been plenty of times where I've read articles about just some terrible situation that happened, and I'll just chuckle. And it's not because I find it funny. It's because I know in my heart if I wasn't laughing, I'd be crying. You can't cry about everything. It's just, you couldn't cry anymore. You just can't cry about everything. Have you ever heard the term or phrase, laugh to keep from crying? There's some truth in that. Some people, when they're faced with high-stakes situation, they start laughing because their body just can't handle the stress. So it tries, what the body is trying to do, what your mind is trying to do, is de-escalate the situation. And one of the best ways to de-escalate a situation is by laughing. That's what your body is doing, So his reaction is, I think, totally the way it should be, especially for someone, who doesn't deal with high-stress situations, who lives a pretty comfortable life, where his life is so comfortable, he literally has to manufacture crazy things to happen in order to record it. I mean, this is literally his lifestyle. He manufactures crazy situations to vlog about it, or crazy stories to make up, right? So, to find people to be upset with that, I think that Lauren Southern made a video on this, which I'm pretty sure you would have seen it well before you seen mine, where she talks about it. I don't think she does the best job of really explaining why his reaction is fine, judging by the like to dislike ratio and the fact that I saw her video too. You know, her video, she's saying she's defending Logan Paul, but I think she's missing a very important element, which I'm going to explain in a second. But Lauren's video is in a similar vein, where she describes when she saw a dead body the first time, and that's why she's defensive about it, because she understands, because she personally has seen the situation, you know. And the thing is, this is actually a very common mental trait with a lot of people. I'll give you another great example, actually, because it's not just in dead bodies, but it's kind of stress in a lot of things. Let us hope to the Lord that this girl does not watch this video, because I'll get in a lot of trouble if she does. But a really good example of a person in my personal life many years ago that I met, who is this specific archetype of a person in their entire being, is my ex-girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend, I actually was wrong about her for a great many years. I used to have the mindset that she wasn't a very mature person at all, based on her behavior. But I had to come to terms and realize that that's not true at all. She's actually a very mature person. The problem was she put on this facade of laughing and joking and being immature, because her mental state was not in a place where it could deal with the realities or the complexities of her life. So she couldn't take anything seriously. And I know this because she straight up told me, we were talking about something, and I tried to be serious with her once. And that's when she explained to me that she couldn't handle it, she can't do it. Please, Lord in heaven, do not let this girl watch this video. No, I'm joking. I'm playing. I'm joking. I don't care if she watches it. But the point is, it's a good example of just some people, when they don't have the tools to deal with high stress, they resort to laughter. They resort to joking about it. So his reaction, I don't think anyone should be upset with his reaction to it. Here's what I think people should be upset with, because I think this is something that he needs to learn. And this is a lesson I think a lot of people need to learn. You know, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And that lesson applies to a great many things and can be applied to a lot of things. So this is just a lesson. Hopefully he takes. See, I don't think he will, but I hope he does. And that lesson is, I mean, just because you can upload a video like this on the internet, it doesn't mean that you should. And I think that's what bothers me the most about it, is the fact that in his infinite wisdom, there was no checks or balance in his creation of his video, where he stopped and said to himself, maybe I shouldn't upload a video of a dead body on a website where a bunch of people just kind of go to watch funny stuff. Maybe I cannot do this. You know what I mean? There's no point in the creation. There's no point in the recording. There's no point in the review of the footage. There's no point in the editing. There's no point in the click the upload button on YouTube, where his mind just goes, wait, man, wait. This is stupid. That's what concerns me. The fact that he has, like, no filter, you know, is really disconcerting to me. Is really interesting to me. I think that is a reasonable thing to criticize him for. I think it's totally fine to criticize him for the fact that he has no tact. And maybe tact probably isn't even strong enough of a word. I mean, there's lots of different synonyms I guess we could use. I guess lack of integrity. I don't know if integrity is a good one. Excuse me. Foresight. I don't know. So many other words I guess I could be using here. I mean, the fact is, the lack of his filter, the lack of his ability to reasonably look at what he saw and do something about it, you know, correctly, which is not uploading this video to the internet, is, I think, what should be criticized. Because it's totally fine to talk about suicide. I don't think suicide should ever be, you know, a taboo subject matter to discuss. Because if that's the case, you can never really address the problem and fix it. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, here's the thing that's interesting. Here's what he could have done that would have been a lot better. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but that's when we live and we learn. What he could have done is he still could have vlogged, obviously, but instead of uploading it, he just puts it in his archive folder somewhere on his computer, and he sits and he thinks about it for a couple of days. Like, he analyzes the situation, and then he comes out and he makes a video like I'm making right now, where he explains, you know, the other day, I went to the so-called suicide forest. I didn't believe it, you know, so that's why I wanted to see for myself. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I started laughing about it because I just never encountered this situation before, you know. If he would have just sat there and done that, you know, and then put up his poster for suicide prevention or whatever, I think it would have been a much better video. I mean, maybe he lacks the intelligence to do so, and I don't mean to call him stupid, but maybe it didn't dawn on him that he could have done that. But I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem with his immaturity, the fact that it did not dawn on him to analyze the situation. The fact that there is no point in the cycle of video creation that made him stop and analyze. No one, save for some honestly depraved people, want to see a dead body, censored or not. No one wakes up on a Saturday afternoon and is like, I would like to see someone hanging themselves. That is an interesting subject matter. That's not normal people. Normal people don't do that. If someone has a history of looking at dead bodies, they're either writing a story or probably getting ready to kill somebody. They're not playing with a full deck of cards. Let's be real, you know. Either, you know, something's going on there. The fact that he is so disconnected from, I guess, just normal people to where he doesn't realize that no one wants to see a dead body or, you know, discuss this subject matter in such a crass way is silly to me. And he should absolutely be criticized for that. He should absolutely be lambasted for the complete lack of judgment, the utter stupidity, if we're going to be, the utter stupidity of recording a carcass and posting it on the internet. Like, people are going to be like, yeah, wow, that's what I wanted to eat with my bowl of Cheerios today. Didn't have enough dead bodies to look at. That is what is silly to me. So, those are my thoughts. That's all I wanted to say. I just think a lot of people jump down the throats of someone on the internet. I always find that their anger is usually misdirected, and I don't think it's wrong to be angry. I don't even think it's wrong to criticize someone on the internet. I don't even think it's wrong to lambast someone on the internet. But if you lambast the wrong thing, if you lambast the fact that he had this reaction, then I think you prevent him, you know, from growing as a person. But if you criticize him because he had a lack of judgment and did something astoundingly stupid, I think, yeah, he should be criticized because that was dumb. That he should have had the common sense, if anything, to be like, no one wants to see a dead body. I'll talk about what I saw, but I don't need to show people this dead body, you know. So, those are my thoughts. I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. And shoot, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. As always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.